Good evening, I'm Norah O'Donnell, and thank you for joining us on this extraordinary night in U.S. history. Donald J. Trump, the nation's 45th president, will be sworn in as the 47th president 75 days from now. Trump not only notched an overwhelming victory in the electoral vote, he is also on track to become the first Republican president to win the popular vote since George W. Bush in 2004. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, who each endured pointed insults from Trump while running against him, both picked up the phone today to congratulate him. This is in stark contrast to Trump's refusal to accept the defeat to Biden in 2020 and his months-long campaign to block him from taking office. Biden will address the nation tomorrow. Well, Vice President Harris delivered her concession speech today at her alma mater, Howard University, telling supporters, "Hear me when I say the light of America's promise will always burn bright." We have reporting and analysis from around the country and the globe. CBS's Nancy Cordes is going to lead off our coverage from Washington. Good evening, Nancy.
Good evening, Nora. Unlike 4 years ago, the losing side is not putting up a fight or crying foul. Today, President Biden called President-elect Trump and invited him to the White House, while Vice President Harris urged Democrats to accept the outcome, even if they're worried about what comes next.
I am so proud of the race we ran and the way we ran it.
Speaking to teary supporters and students, Vice President Harris became the second female major party nominee to concede to Donald Trump.
Look what happened. Is this crazy?
In the end, a race that was billed as a nail-biter looked more like a blowout. Despite all the talk about women voters after the repeal of Roe v. Wade, Trump did better with women than he did in 2020.
I'm excited to see what he does this time around.
I'm thinking, who's to blame? Who's not to blame, what happened.
Harris found that some traditional advantages, including a massive war chest, a more robust ground game, and a strong debate performance, were not enough to put her over the top.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
In that phone call, the Trump campaign says the former president acknowledged Vice President Harris on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign. Some Democrats started pointing fingers today, not at Harris or her campaign, but at President Joe Biden.
And I'm not going anywhere.
Who chose to run for re-election only to pull out this summer amidst concerns about his age and acuity.
Biden should have let everybody know he was just a transitional president. He should have let everybody know he was just going to do 4 years and get on about his business.
Senior Harris advisor David Plouffe issued this pointed barb this afternoon. "We dug out of a deep hole, but not enough. A devastating loss." In a memo to the entire Harris team, campaign chair Jen O'Malley Dillon said the work of protecting America from the impacts of a Trump presidency starts now.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
But tonight, there are calls for the Democratic Party itself to do some soul-searching after this loss. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders writing, quote, "It is no great surprise that a party that has abandoned working-class people would find that the working class has abandoned them." Nora?
The economy was the top issue for voters. Nancy Cordes, thank you.